If you've had a fall recently and you are wanting to get back on your feet, I'd love to share something more related to mindset, a mindset to help you back on your feet and to overcome the fear and to build your confidence to get back to where you were. So if we think about your current mindset, it's probably in a lot of fear, right? You've had a fall, you've injured yourself, potentially fractured, broken a bone, and the fear of that happening again is really high. So when I had people come to me when I was in the physio clinic I used to work in, straight away I would ask so many questions of where they're at, what they're feeling, obviously what happened, the medical report. But the first thing I wanted to see was where their mind was at. Because if I was jumping in straight to, hey, let's do these movements, let's do this, which was part of the plan, of course, but if I didn't take into account where their mindset was, I could have been missing the biggest piece to help them back on their feet, and that was their confidence. If I was going in saying, hey, let's do these movements, but we're not addressing the fear, then there could be fear with those movements and you're put off even more. So what I would love to give to you today is just that mindset of what is the simplest, tiniest step that you can take, the first step to get back on your feet. Because we often look, in the context of having a fall, you may be looking at where you were before, all of the movements you were doing, all of the strength exercises you were doing, all of the hobbies you were doing, the activities. And then we're starting from a place of I need to get back on my feet. And we often look at where we were, and that's off-putting, it's overwhelming, it's to the point where I can never get back there. This is a long way to look at. So your mind is saying you can't do it. Give up, what's the point, you can never go back there. So I want you to just give yourself permission to not look at where you were and give yourself permission to ask with full honesty, what does this look like today? And within that, what is the first baby step that you can take? Is it 2 minutes of walking around the house? Ask yourself, can I do that? Can I be confident with that? Can I start there? Instead of thinking, oh, I've got to jump straight back in. I've got to do all of those movements I was doing before. Oh, I've got to go on that hike again. Because what we want to do when we break it down like this to the babyest step, the simplest step, the tiniest step that's congruent to where your mindset is at, what we do is we face the fear head on and we break down the barrier to more steps after. With this simplest step, we build confidence in the brain that you can embark on this again. You can embark on your health, you can embark on your physical practice, you can get back to where you were. But we have to prove to your brain, we have to reduce the fear by starting with what is achievable, starting with what is manageable. Because if you did that for 2 weeks, let's say it's 2 minutes of walking around the house, supporting yourself, just doing this. If you did that for 2 weeks, what your brain then says is, that was all right. I've grown in confidence. I've grown in capability. You were consistent with that. So now what was maybe a fear before, just a slight fear, just walking around the house, is now, okay, I feel great with this now. Can I do 10 minutes around the house with no support, just walking around, building up my confidence? So what was week 1 to 2? We're now looking at let's say week 3 to 4, is now 10 minutes of walking with no support around the house. Obviously not having obstacles in the way, but now you're just going around about the house with no support, finding your confidence there. Once again, adding another layer of confidence, reducing the fear by taking incremental steps. So let's say that's week 3 to 4. Then, let's say 6 to 8 weeks. Once you build the confidence there, your brain says, you know what? How about now? How about now's a good time? Maybe with your walker, or with a friend, with support. Why don't we go for 10 minutes outside, staying around the house, staying around your proximity. But this is only possible because we've started with breaking down the biggest hurdle, and that's taking your steps again. That's having the confidence to get back on your feet, to get back on the horse, as the saying goes. And then as the weeks go by, as the months go by, you build the strength, you build the capacity, you build the endurance, but the biggest thing is you break down the fear with each incremental step that you take. There's a really good phrase, one of my favorite surfers, Mike Stewart, says in big wave conditions, gradual experience or gradual exposure overcomes fear. So gradual exposure to steps forward will help you overcome the fear, of falling. Incrementally, we build your strength. Incrementally, we build your balance. We build your agility. But the main thing is we build the networks in your brain that says, okay, I'm not fearful anymore. I have the confidence in myself that I won't have a fall again. But it starts with starting here. Asking yourself with honesty where you're at today and what is the safest, simplest step that you can take with confidence so you can start building yourself back up. And there's no reason you won't get back to where you were. Incrementally, step by step, little by little, you will get there. But just to finish this once more, what's the simplest, safest step that you can take today to get back on your feet? I really hope that was helpful, and I appreciate your time. I really, really do hope this helps. So if this did, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, I'd love you for it. Trying to get better at YouTube, post more consistently. And I'll leave a recommended video in relation to this one as well, which I think will be beneficial for you. I'll pop that here. And if you want to have that to watch as well, I think you'll enjoy that one. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.